doing, man?
Good, how are you?
Dude, I'm doing great. Tonight we have expert league matchups, the Hydra versus the Seagulls. This is the one and only game tonight, so all we can hope is that it's going to be a banger. I, g- I want to kind of ask, Squirrel, what are your predictions for this? Is there anybody that you think might come out on top tonight?
Uh, Personally, I just want to see a good series. I want to see some overtime games. Definitely game five. You love to see long games. Gives everybody some content to watch, and it's just
Yeah,
great Rocket League.
great Rocket League. It's all we can hope for, man. The game fives are always what we're looking for, and this is going to be a close matchup. The Seagulls and the Hydras, two really solid teams. So we'll see what they both send out, and we'll go ahead and get these players into the game, and we'll get this series underway. I'm hyped for this, bro. I don't know what to say other than this is going to be closer than I think most people think. So we'll see how things go as we get into game one.
Definitely will. We got PT going on kickoff against Reapers. It looks like the kickoff goes in favor of the Hydras. Jorgen is up and gets a touch to the wall. PT catches the ball, gets it over Jorgen, but cannot get it past midfield where Reaper is currently waiting. Fragrance up the wall. Reaper, shadow defense, but Fragrance misses the ball, brings it back up and flicks it back towards his teammate. See if he can get a double off the wall. He cannot.
Ooh, and what a flick by him is seems like this is going to be a very good game. As I said from the beginning, it's only been 30 seconds, but both teams playing kind of even, going back and forth. But I like it because they're kind of taking possession as one almost scores, and that's going to give the Seagulls a breakaway, and they will capitalize. Squirrel, that's the first goal in this game, and the Seagulls are up one.
Yeah, definitely. The Titans overcommit a little bit there, which gave Reaper the wide open net. Luckily, he took his time to make sure he did not miss it.
Yeah,
Back to
definitely. That's
kickoff.
just that's an overcommit from the Tigers squad. That's just not what you want. I mean, especially in the first minute, you don't want to be down one already. And right now, the Hydras, that's got to feel bad. But this is anybody's game. We still have 4 minutes left, and we'll see what the Hydras do to bring this one back in their favor.
Definitely, there's plenty of time for the Hydras to come back as Fragrance is going up against Reaper in a 1v1. Reaper saves the ball, Fragrance up the wall, see if he can get it in for his teammate. He gets cut off by Reaper, and it's just in the Hydra's net. Very unfortunate pinch there.
Wow. And what can you do about that one,
Yeah.
Squirrel? Not
I
much.
just,
When he's just that good and he gets the pinch right over your head, what can you do? Once
yeah,
again, the Hydras need to figure something out because he's pushed up a little bit too far and couldn't react to that, and that's 2-0 down to the Hydras.
Hydra's get a chance. Reaper with the save here, but can he get the save against Peachy? He could not. A little misfortune on that touch. It goes back off the backboard. Reaper does get the initial save though, but he has to cover the whole net, which he unfortunately cannot do all by himself.
Yeah, definitely, and I agree. That was not the worst move Reaper could have thought of. I mean, I like the idea of him putting that off his backboard to try to give Jorgen the time to get back and save that ball, but it's just not going to work for them. And it's a one game or a one goal game. There we go. Looking for English right there, but couldn't find it as always. But yeah, definitely nice from the Lakers to get at least one goal back and make this a game.
Definitely is. The Heisers now have offensive pressure, but there is a very good bump from Jordan. He's going to midfield where Peachy catches the ball. Can Peachy flick over? He cannot. The Fragrance is there for the rebound. Reaper with the clear. Peachy turning, going up wall. No, he grabs midfield. Double jumps, unfortunately, which gives Jordan the clear. Fragrance up the wall, which means it into the corner where Jordan was waiting. Jordan, 1v1 against Peachy. Peachy jumps over the demo, but Reaper's too far back to capitalize. Jordan keeping the pressure in. He's up the wall, possibly waiting for Reaper to go mid. Unfortunately, cannot do much with that touch. The Reagan catches the ball, wins the 50 on Reaper, but he has no boots, so he's not really a threat. Jordan clear. It is a 2v1 in favor of No, excuse me, my bad. Peek up the wall. Air dribble. Can he get it past Reaper? He cannot. Reaper off the backboard with the save. Regan, he's going to go up the wall. Gets demoed for his efforts, though. What a demo by Reaper.
And what a game so far right now, Squirrel. The Hydras, they're definitely shooting for the Seagulls team, but the Seagulls team, they're bringing out that physicality, and that's what you want to see. You want to see the demos and the bumps come out because that's going to mess with the Hydras team. Demos are a mind game in my opinion, Squirrel. You're thinking, you get demoed once and you're thinking the whole game that, I have to watch out for those because that could immediately switch up the game. And that's not good for the Hydras right now to be thinking about that because they're down one with a minute and a half left to go. So the Seagulls, they just need to keep it up, and the Hydras playing a good defensive game. This is going to be a close one, right down to the wire.
Definitely is. There's still time for the Hydras to come back. There's a minute 20 left. Regan taking the ball all the way back to his side where Peachy is waiting. Peachy almost got the foot reset, but did not make contact. Jorgen is up, but gets beat on that 50. Peachy with the catch. He's going to take his time, but gets beat by Reaper. Regan with a shot. Oh, what a well-placed shot. There's not much that Jorgen could have really done there.
Yeah, definitely. And in this rank, Squirrel, me and you wouldn't know much about it. We're both a Death League boys, but in this rank, ball placement is everything. And I had somebody actually off the Seagulls teach me that, I believe Drax it was. Ball placement is everything. It doesn't matter what you do. If you don't place the ball out of the reach of the defender, it's not going in. And that's beautiful from him. The defender had nowhere to go and puts that right around them. That's what you need. So that's good to see from the Hydras. And I called this from the start. This is going to be a close game, and right now it is. It's 2-2 with 40 seconds left to go, and both teams are looking phenomenal. We'll see if the Hydras can't take that momentum and put it in. But oh my God! And I don't know what to say at this point, Squirrel. This is a great game, one from both teams.
This definitely is a great game from both teams here. I honestly thought it would have been a little bit slower. Both teams maybe try to figure each other out, but that is a total opposite of what is going on. Peachy with the save. Reaper keeps pressure on, but this practically throws the ball away. Peachy with the redirect. Let's see if the Hydras can get a goal or less. Oh, no. You hate to see it.
If you're the Seagulls right now, Squirrel, you are crying right now. You're crying in the crow's nest. That's just a beautiful shot from the Hydras and a beautiful display of pressure and what their offense can really be. But is it for nothing? No, it's not. It's okay. I was gonna say if the Seagulls can pull it off, that's just not okay. And that ball's gonna drop. The Hydras taking game one. That's not really what we were expecting when the Seagulls came out 2-0 in the first 2 minutes, but they didn't play that second half of game, and it came out for the Hydras. They won that game.
Definitely, it was just a very unfortunate, I guess, 50 at the end between Fragrance and Jorgen. That did lead to the go-ahead goal for the Hydras, which ended 3-2. I honestly thought the ball would have been saved and we would have went into a overtime in game one. Do you see us going into overtime next game by chance?
Um, It's hard to say because either team could just have an off game or flip that switch off and kind of get a little overconfident. We don't want the Hydras to get that overconfidence in them because when they do, they're going to start whiffing a lot more. We don't want the Seagulls to get a little bit, cocky that maybe they thought they could have won that game a lot easier. Who knows? But I think it very well could go into an overtime. We may even have a game five. Uh, I like the game from both teams, and it was a very close game. The shots, the 5 shots from the Hydras and only 4 from the Seagulls. So only a 1 shot difference. But like I said, that ball placement, the Hydras put that one more shot they needed into the net, and it inevitably won them that game. So we'll see how we go into game two. I'm hyped for this one. I mean, this is going to be a good matchup.
And starting off game two with kickoff is Peachy and Jorgen. Kickoff goes in favor of the Hydras, but Reaper is automatically there to send it back into the corner. He goes a little high on the 50 there, so Jorgen's in a 1-2-1 against Jorgen. Peachy dunked by Jorgen. See if Peachy's going to go up the wall. He is. Is he going to go for an air dribble or is he going to go for a pass? Pass off the backboard, and what a 50 Jorgen, Reaper, 50s up the wall. Jorgen is up. Not the best touch in the world, but he's staying close. He gets a good 50 off of Fragrance. The PT is right there to send it back midfield. PT sending it to the corner, trying to get some pressure for the Hydra. And it's just in, Cyclone. It is just in. PT goaded with the 50s right now.
Yeah, and both teams not having the best rotations. I did notice that the Hydras did bump each other at one point. And now the Seagulls getting in each other's way and just giving the Hydras that free goal, and that's not what you want. I mean, they're losing last game like they did from a great comeback from the Hydras. You don't want to give them that early lead because who knows what they'll do with it if they can come back with 3 goals consecutively. I mean, what do you think they're going to do with an early lead? Who knows? But that's 4 unsafe goals from the Hydras. That's gotta feel good for them. I mean, the Seagulls just aren't there on defense anymore, and the Hydras will take that when they can. The Seagulls, I mean, they have to tighten up if they want to beat this Hydras team because they're coming with them full force.
Definitely, as the Hydras have offensive pressure, it is a 2v1. Fragrance gonna go up the wall with it, see if he can almost doomsday on Reaper, but Reaper with the save. Fragrance still in the play. Peach is gonna get the ball and boost. Unfortunate miss by Reaper. Can Jorgen clear the ball? He does. He gets it to midfield. Can he get another touch? No, he can't. Fragrance back into the corner where Reaper is currently waiting on the 50. He's just sitting midfield. Going to buy some time for his teammate to get back. You do not want to overcommit on these Seagulls team. They can immediately get a counterattack going, but Fragrance keeping the ball close, goes up the wall. Waiting, buying his time. Reaper waiting on the touch. He can flick over one, but his teammate is not there. Okay, yeah, Jorgen is still in. Not really sure. Jorgen almost got the demo for the goal. PT going in the corner, but 0 boost, so he can't really do much. Jorgen with the long, booming clear. PT rotating back post. Fragrance up the wall. Trying to get it past both. Diva Plays comes out with the demo. Can Peachy get a goal? Not the touch he was looking for. Reaper in the corner. Fragrance keeping it in. Reaches the 50 to Jorgen.
Yeah, definitely. You hate to see that from the Hydras, bro, because they had such a good opportunity right there to score and put that ball in the back of the net, but he misses the touch because, I mean, it was a 2v1. You had the free shot. All you had to do was pass around the defender and you miss your touch. Yes, they're still up 1, but that's just that one goal that, I mean, the Seagulls can score easy. They have such a dirty offense, and so do the Hydras. But if the Hydras even slip up once on defense and that ball's going in the back of the net, and the Seagulls aren't a team to forgive your mistakes, they're going to take those and punish you for them. So that's got to feel bad for the Hydras, and they need to get that momentum rolling just a little bit more because a 1-goal lead or a little bit of insurance goals never hurt anybody. So we'll see what they do. But the Seagulls, I mean, they have to do something here. It's a minute and a half, and Fragrance putting one straight around the defender, and there's the insurance goal they wanted, and that's the one they got.
And to go back to the other shot, he has scored placement again. Placement in this league is all speed, placement, accuracy is what we need to score. Reaper with the kickoff win. PT waiting on a touch from Jorgen. A little high, PT up to save it though. Fragrance with the rotation. Doesn't get the cleanest touch. Reaper gets around 1. PT into the corner. Can he 50 Jorgen? He can. Not the best touch. Fragrance possibly gonna go up the wall. Does he have boost? I don't believe he does. Jorgen did grab the both mid boost actually. And he grabs the corner. PG got it past 1. Reaper there to keep it in. Jorgen on the rotation now. If he would have turned, that was a chance for them to score. Fragrance keeping it in. Reaper with the save. Can Fragrance get this mix with PT? PT's gonna turn, but Reaper gets the ball out. Did they open that as of now? But the Hydras get back. PT with the clear. Reaper over 1. Reaper gets bumped. Fragrance with the save. Jorgen up the wall. Reaper ready for the shot. Jorgen almost got the bomb. That was so close. Hydras automatically getting offensive pressure. Jordan with a long moving clear. Fragrance having to go back. Reaver's going to go up the wall. No, he's not. Jordan's not the best touch in the world, but does win that 50. Jordan is up, but Peachy's just going to clear the ball, and this is the end of game 2.
Yeah, definitely. It doesn't seem like the Seagulls team is going to mount a comeback. The ball's still in the air somehow. I thought that it hit on 0-0, but maybe I just can't count squirrels. Who knows? I've never been good at math, so we'll say that's the reasoning for that. Is pretty impressive keeping up the ball that long, especially in the air. But the Hydras take their second game in this series, and that's not good for the Seagulls right now. And I like when you mentioned boost because that Seagulls team was out of boost that whole game. Every time every time we switched over to look at a Seagulls player, immediately they were on 0 boost. They need to conserve their boost and that ball placement. The Hydras just showing that their offense is so volatile right now, and still not a big difference in shots. The Hydras having 6 shots and the Seagulls having 5. Almost said 4. Holy cow! But only a 1 shot difference again. But the Hydra showing that they have the ball placement to put it around that Seagulls team. And what can you do if you're the Seagulls? I don't really know because right now the Hydras are looking like they're peaking. I mean, this team is peaking right now. They're playing so well, and the Seagulls are kind of just giving it to them almost. It doesn't seem like the Hydras even have to play well because right now the Seagulls are kind of just giving them what they want. And they have to conserve that boost and put the ball around the Hydras. Maybe it'll get a little bit more physical. That worked for them in game 1, and that's where they got those 2 goals is because the Hydras were scared of those demos and bumps. So we'll see how they bring it into game 3, and we'll see if the Hydras might be able to get the full sweep. But the Seagulls, they have to get more physical like they were in that game 1 and just play a better team game if they want to come back in this series.
Definitely, definitely. I do believe if the Seagulls do start to bump in demos, they will create chances for their teammates on board. As we go into game 3, PC and Reaper with the kickoff because in favor of the Hydras. Jorgen with a flick over one, and they scored. The placement of that shot was absolutely beautiful.
Wow, and as soon as I said it, literally right between the break of the games, I said shot placement and just making good opportunities for yourself, and that's just a beautiful showing from the Seagulls. In 6 seconds, they're already up on goal. They need to keep that lead, and they're not going to keep it long. As Fragrance puts a dirty shot in the top left corner at net. And what can you do if you're the Seagulls? That's a momentum killer right there. Right over Reaper and straight in the back of the net. What a shot by him. And this is going to be a dogfight. The Seagulls, they want to come back in this series. They want the reverse sweep. With the Hydras, they want to end this one quick and get on the path to glory.
Definitely, definitely. That was a very good shot. Fragrance is now up. Can he possibly double this? Reaper with the save, but almost got in a lot of that. PT back mid. Jorgen is waiting there. PT on the wall, taking his time. Gonna rotate back. Gonna grab the mid boost. Jorgen again. He's having this issues. Fragrance. This is not either. Reaper does get a good dunk off the wall. PT gonna take this slow. Gonna try and buy some time for him to get back. But unfortunate, that is some miscommunication right there.
Yeah, and if you're the if you're the Hydras, that's just not what you want. You had all that momentum, and Peachy gets just the weirdest touch, and Fragrance just was not ready for him to touch that ball. I think he thought he's just going to let him have that ball and clear that out to the corner, but just a miscommunication there, and they give the Seagulls that goal, and I will say give because that mistake, you can't make those in this game. That would have been nice if Reaper hit that, but oh, do we have something coming?
Demo?
Oh, and Fragrance is there. Wow, Squirrel, they pick up their mistake and they tie this game back up. Like I said, dogfight is the word to describe this game, and that's what the series is gonna be. It's gonna be a dogfight. I lost my train of thought. Holy cow! The Seagulls trying to come back in this series, and the Hydras trying to defend that and take the series by storm and just 3-0, completely 3-0 the Seagulls. But both teams going after each other's necks right now. Holy cow, it is a close game. But yeah, I do agree. The Seagulls they weren't conserving their boost much, but it seems like they're doing a better job. And holy cow, it's just all out pressure from both teams right now.
right, right. Peachy's gonna go up, clear the ball mid. Reaper waiting there. He's gonna hit it a little higher than I thought he wanted to. Peachy with the clear. Can he get another? No, he can't. He's cut off there by Jorgen. Reaper waiting on touch. Jorgen with the demo. Reaper with the 50. Friggan does get the save though, but does not get the best clears. But the Seagull miss. Oh no, Reaper. Okay, Reaper is back. Friggan's with the boost still. He's gonna 50. They have plenty of time midfield, but PG is up, working with the block. PG gets demoed for his effort, but does pass it to Fragant. Fragant with the double tap. What a pass by PG, puts his life on the line for the goal here.
Yes, for only if I could do that. Only if I could do that in game. I wish in my dreams. I can barely do that in replay right now, but that's just a beautiful show of offense from the Hydras. And Fragrance, he's showing to be that dominant scorer for the Hydras. It seems like PG is playing that team player. He's kind of sitting back in that B spot, and I mean, hey, I'm sure he's enjoying it right now because the Hydras are showing off like crazy, and it just looks good for them as Jorgen almost redirects one in the back of the net. But Fragrance is just showing to be that volatile striker, and that's good for them because right now his accuracy is dang near pinpoint, and they're looking to sweep the Seagulls team. So the Seagulls, they have to get better on defense and definitely on the boost management. But that physicality that they're bringing in this game is dangerous, and I think they need to continue doing that, but also pass around the Hydras. And I think they have a very high chance of winning this game.
Definitely they do. There's still plenty of time, 2 minutes left. 3-2 in favor of the Hydras. Jorgen with the shot, but Jorgen with the save. Jorgen does get Jorgen does get the boost though off of Jorgen there. Reaper into the corner, does 50 PG, and it somewhat goes in their favor. Jorgen with an attempted shot, but Jorgen to cut it off. Reaper throws the ball away in mid. Oh, can he double? No, he can't. PG with the save. PG up. Absolutely dust Jorgen there. PG with the catch. Can he flick it over Reaper? No, he cannot. Jorgen rotating back. He needs to go automatically, and he does. Jorgen with the beat. Reaper rotating back. It's an open net. Oh my gosh. Can the Hydras score? Yes, they can. I thought they had really messed that up right there. What is going on with this team?
And I'm gonna be honest, this is a crazy game from the Hydras. I swear, I just checked the stats, and Peachy has all 4 assists to all 4 goals that Fragrance has scored. But it's weird, because right now the Seagulls are getting more offensive pressure. They're shooting the ball way more. They have way more shots on target, and that's one, but oh no. Add that one to the tally of just shots that will not go in on this Hydra defense. They're getting the shots, but they're not putting the ball around this Hydra's team as a
what a miss! Fragrance! Oh no!
This whole game, you score 4 goals, and you miss that ball to let them back in the game. And it's only a 1-goal game now. But as I was saying, this Seagulls team, they're just not putting the ball around them as somehow they do there from a defensive mistake. But they need to get the shot percentage up. Yes, you have the shot or the goal percentage. Sorry about that. Yes, you have the shot percentage on point.
With the flip reset, pass to Fragrance, he was winning mid. What a pass play. This guy is absolutely cracked. Absolutely just diming up his team.
Bro,
5 goals,
right
5 assists.
If I was the Seagulls team, I would be scared, shaking in my boots right now. That is a beautiful pass and a beautiful shot from the Hydras. And it looks like they're gonna take this one in a sweep.
And the Seagulls automatically scored. There's still time. They have a chance. They have a chance. What a bump from Jorgen.
There is no defense in this game right now. Now that you see it, 4-5 with the Hydras up for 1 goal, 44 seconds left to go. What do you think is going to happen in this game, and what do they need to do to? What does each team need to do to bring this game in their favor?
I have no idea where this is going to go. Absolutely not. The Seagulls are getting more physical, but they keep having a little double commits just like that. So they need to give a little more space. Oh, is that another goal? No, Fragrance with the save. Jorgen keeping it in. PT. 1 touch. Passing to Jorgen, but Fragrance waiting. It's gonna bounce a little awkward. Can he get the clear? Gets over the demo and the clear. Reaper is up. Peachy's up for it. Peachy only got one touch. Oh, there's a chance for people. The miss? Hydras? No way! How did that not bounce? Are you serious?
And that's a 3-0 sweep, Squirrel. That's a feels bad moment. And I'm gonna go ahead and point out Fragrance at over 1,000 points, 5 goals,
Oh,
5 saves, and 6 shots, and Peachy having every last assist to those goals. So that's a GG's to the Hydras. I mean, they took this by storm, but I will say I did enjoy watching this matchup. It was a beautiful matchup from both teams, and that was the most interesting 3-0 sweep, and that's hard to say because 3-0 sweeps are not interesting at all. But this one was. I mean, the Hydras showing how volatile they are as a team and taking this game by storm, but also the Seagulls showing that I mean, they have an insane offense as well, and that's just beautiful Rocket League from both teams. And sadly for the Seagulls, they could not get anything started to come back on this Hydras team.
that last second bounce was so unfortunate. Reaper was right there. He could have popped it up. He could have had a chance at scoring. I just don't think he had boost. Because I noticed right before the ball bounced, he's going towards mid boost. I just think, again, the Seagulls had boost issues. And I think it came back to bite them in the butt that last game, especially the last few seconds of game three.
Yeah, definitely. And we kind of pointed that out the whole game. We were just talking about, you know, they had to conserve that boost, and I mean, they just didn't. Um, I'm gonna see if I can't get anybody in here for a post game interview off the Hydras, and hopefully they will because that was a beautiful game from them, and it just seemed like the Seagulls did not get the message, and I don't think they were watching stream at the time because it kind of they just could not conserve that boost. They couldn't get the shots that they needed. Yes, they had the shots, but they couldn't get the goals that they needed. It was a tough game or a tough series for the Seagulls. I know that first game they started off with a 2 goal lead, and then they kind of just lost their touch. And it's just gotta suck for them because I mean both teams were 2-2 coming into this series, and for the Hydras to 3-0 sweep them, that's gotta feel good. They're 3-2 right now. The Seagulls for the rest of this season, they have to figure something out because I mean, they're 2-3, and that's not gonna feel good. Is there anything else you would like to add on this series that maybe you liked or something you'd like to point out?
I definitely do like the chemistry between Peach and Fragrance. The pass plays were on point. The accuracy from them on point. I think that's definitely what separated the two teams was placement of shots and the accuracy and boost management. It seemed like the Hydras usually always had a boost. You'd get the occasional cannon on them, it'd have zero boost kind of thing. But I honestly feel like the Seagulls, their boost management is what really cost them the series, as well as their shot placement.
Yeah, most definitely. I agree with that. The Hydras just they were doing everything right that the Seagulls weren't. The Seagulls weren't doing they just weren't going full 100%. I mean, they couldn't get anything going in that stream. And that's just beautiful Rocket League from the Hydras, and congratulate them if they're watching. We couldn't get a post-game interview, but congrats to everybody who played tonight. I think the Seagulls went home learning something. Maybe a little bit more team chemistry needs to be implemented. And I mean, for the Seagull, or not for the Seagull, sorry, for the Hydras, that's got to feel
Hydras.
good for them. They're 3-2 now. Their their standings are now positive. It's got to feel good because they took that game and they ran with it, or they took that series and ran with it rather. But that's been it from me and Squirrel. Tomorrow at 9? No, not 9. That doesn't sound right. Anyways, tomorrow more FDL is going to be stream casted, however you say that. We're gonna have a full lineup tomorrow. Should be A and B stream, I believe. But make sure you guys come out and talk to us. Yeah, there we go, Robot. It's It's going to be at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we're going to have a full loadout, and it's going to be a great time on FDL. And I've been Cyproc, and that's been Scroll. We appreciate you guys joining us here tonight, and we'll see you guys next time.